Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's actually time for me to go back. Back to when Pokemon was actually pretty good. Let me just adjust this a little bit because, you know. Yeah, I've kind of decided I want to actually just like go all the way back to when I don't know, Pokemon games were just simply something to actually have fun with, you know? Also, apparently I have like a save file here. This was an old save file I played like months ago. Well, actually years ago. It was originally going to be a simple do a solo run, but actually, to tell you the truth, the save file that I had was actually a Twitch solo run where I actually had to do a Charizard run. But in the end, it kind of got messed up. I ended up doing something else. Either way, I'm gonna delete this file because personally, I want to actually start all over again. If you've seen my Pokemon Yellow run, well, this one's a little different. At this point, this one I want to actually cherish the moments. Let's see here. We got text speed fast, battle animation on, battle styles shift, and that's pretty much it. I've decided, you know what? Instead of just simply rushing through the game, I want to actually try to catch every Pokemon possible. Plus, do a little other things such as show myself grinding and such. At this point, I'm just thinking, you know what? Why not just be transparent and actually show off what I can do? And plus, it's been I don't know, a couple of years since I last played Pokemon Red, so it's also reminding me of the days of old when I actually first played the game. So yeah, I'm just thinking, you know what? Let me actually do something regarding this save file. For now, let's just see here. I'm gonna just put in my name, good old days. Also, if anyone's wondering, I'm actually playing this on Pokemon on an N64 using a N64 controller with the N64 transfer pack. Instead of where people can literally play this on ROMs or something, even though piracy is not a good idea. Even though chances are people aren't really able to buy these things unless they re-release it for the Nintendo Switch or something. Because I remember they released it in the I think it was the Nintendo 3DS, but since the eShop for the Nintendo 3DS is literally just gone, it's either you either have to buy a legit copy, buy a reproduction card, or just simply, I don't know, find ROMs on the internet, which piracy is completely illegal, yet people do it anyway, so I wouldn't recommend it. So let's see here, right? Your name's Kamiar. Yep. Let's see here. We got our rival Blue. I'm just gonna call him Gary Oak, or just Gary instead, because, you know, good old anime style, right? Ah, that's right. I remember now. His name's Gary. Ah, yep. My own very own Pokemon Legends happen. I wish I could actually do voice acting, but in the end, there's nothing I can do. Also, just like in the old days, I didn't know there was actually a PC, a potion in the PC, so I was just okay. Because I was so impatient to actually go into the adventure. Fun fact, my mom never introduced me to the Pokemon games. It was actually an old friend of mine. Although, reality-wise, it was more a discovery of the game, where he was literally in Viridian Forest. Because I was so curious about the red Game Boy that it actually had the Pokemon game pack, and I didn't realize it was actually Pokemon. So, yeah. And here we got a lady saying, "Oh, I'm raising Pokemon too. When they get strong, they can protect me." Yep. The stronger your Pokemon, the more likely they'll be like protecting it. However, if you don't have the proper badge, you're gonna end up having some trouble. Technology is incredible! You can now store and recall items and Pokemon as data via PC. Gee, imagine if we could actually do the same thing, except where instead of people like literally like I don't know, cutting off their wee-wees and all that stuff, they can actually like transfer their consciousness into another corpse and reviving that corpse instead. Instead of having to like mutilate their like body for like whatever silly reason. Oh, that's right, we can't because money, lots and lots of money. And just like in this game, we need money in order to like buy anything or sell anything. So yeah, you got your, this is basically your trainer card, where you got your name, the amount of money you have, the time you've like spent playing in, and your character is basically like red. And then there's the 8 gym badges. The first one would be Brock, second one would be Misty, third one would be Lieutenant Surge, 4 would be Erica, 5th one would be Koga, 6th would be Sabrina, 7 is like Blaine, and 8 is, well, don't worry, we already know. If we, for the new ones who don't know, don't worry, you'll learn eventually. So let's see here. There's no like Oak. You know how you usually summon Oak? You gotta go to the tall grass. I mean, let's face it, you want to talk to Gary? He's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna complain about like Oak not being here. And this is basically Daisy. Originally, when you were like first playing it, you didn't even know like the character's name until like Pokemon Gold and Silver, or if you were into like the anime or the comics. Some call it manga, some call it comics. It really is more like a regional dialect or whatever it's called. And here we go. Somehow, I don't know how Oak even like comes out of the house or something. Was he secretly underneath like the mother's bedside or something? I don't know. Either way, Oak says, it's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for protection. I know. Here, come with me. And fun fact, they never really tell you this unless you play like the Gen 4 games, where they actually show like Pokemon attacking you. Alright, so Gary goes, Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Gary? Oh yeah, that's right. I told you to come, just wait here. There are 3 Pokemon here, and he laughs with a bit, and they're inside the Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious trainer. In my old age, I have only 3 left, but you can only have 1. And Gary complains even more. Gary is basically the crybaby of like this world. So yeah, basically you got 3 Pokemon in 3 Pokeballs. I think the first one would be Charmander, right? Ah, good old memories. Obviously, it prefers hot places. When it rains, steam is set to spout from the tip of its tail. Although, in logical terms, in some like games or like anime, it would say like if it like the tail literally like turns off, it basically dies. Strangely enough, for a kids game, it's actually pretty dark. They only like toned down the mood because I don't know, they wanted to like sell it to kids. It would be funnier if they actually remade it, but like made it for adults or something. Not like sexual or anything, but like just the raw, unfiltered like way it was like back then. So we got Squirtle, tiny turtle Pokemon. After birth, its back swells and hardens into a shell. Powerfully sprays foam from its mouth, aka the bubble technique. Ah, good old days, good old days. I cannot believe those were the good days. And I don't want to get a Squirtle for the time being. And then we got Bulbasaur, the seed Pokemon. A strange seed was planted on its back at birth. The plant sprouts and grows with this Pokemon. Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of having like a jungle type Pokemon. So, plant Pokemon Bulbasaur? Nah. Since I'm going back in the days, I'm gonna go catch a Charmander. Good old times, you know? Oh, it's 19 pounds. Huh. I could actually, like, carry a Charmander. Well, I'm gonna do it with the, hard mode. So, what am I gonna name my Charmander? Good old Broiler is a great name for it because it keeps broiling your enemies. Well, you keep broiling my enemies. I'd probably call him Boiler, but Broiler's like a more effective of a name. Because he's broiling everything with Ember or Flamethrower. And like the old days, Gary will be like, oh, okay, I'll take this one then. With, you know how it is. Replicating your weakness instead of like being weaker than you. Ah, those were the days. Back when you were like, you had to learn how to play the game, not generate your Pokemon. With stats that are all perfect and stuff. I swear, I feel old. It's like, back in my days, we had to catch our Pokemon, and we had to train it and to put time and effort. Now this generated stuff where you got everything's perfect and blah blah blah. Yeah, those were the days. You actually had to catch your Pokemon, you had to train your Pokemon, you had to learn the mechanics. Nowadays, people can generate the Pokemon they want. They can literally cheat. That's why I don't bother with the whole competitive scene, because I already know everyone cheats these days. And plus, like the checks and balances for like the Pokemon games, I don't even know. I'm not like a Pokemon official, so chances are I wouldn't know anyway. Also, fun fact, in Pokemon Red and Blue, there is a strange glitch that tends to happen sometimes. It's basically based on like the moves like missing. Although chances are it's possible that the accuracy is not actually 100%. Sometimes it's 95%. Also, Broiler grew to level 6. What? Unbelievable, I picked the wrong Pokemon. No, you picked the right Pokemon. It's just that you didn't have the proper skill set. Basically a skill issue. Well, let's see how Broiler is doing in terms of stats. Speed's pretty good, special's decent, attack is okay, and defense, well, if you think about it, Charizard is pretty weak to like rock types. And I mean 4 times weakness to rock types. So chances are his defense being that terrible is just a normal thing. So, well, let's actually go straight to go to Viridian City. But first things first, I want to talk to this person. Hi, I work at a Pokemon Mart. It's a convenient shop, so please visit us in Viridian City. I know y'all, give you a sample. Here we go. Yep, that's the potion for you. Now I got 2 potions. 3 potions for me. So, let's see here. Oh, by the way, Route 1, it's always littered with Pidgeys and Rattatas, so yeah. They're pretty low level when they're at like a level 3 or level 2, so they're pretty good starters, like a good starting place to like knock out some Pokemon, just to level up your team. If they're like literally low level, which is pretty good. Like if you're playing Gold and Silver, you go to the starter locations just to like grind up some level for your newborn baby Pokemon. And this here is basically your local NPC. Unlike where you just simply go and like, I don't know, start your adventure, you end up having to like go to the mart first because, well, you got this guy. And he looks like a dead guy, honestly. I mean, like, look at his eyes. I mean, what is wrong with his... I don't even know. His eyes look like they're bleeding out or something. Like as if he was like a dead person. So, you know what? I'm going to talk to him. You can't go through here. This is private property. Oh, wow. Did he just kick me? Really? Hold up. Let me do that again. I wasn't even pressing the down button. Hold up. Let me do it again. Huh. That reminds me of like what Silver did, like in Pokemon Gold, Silver Crystal. Well, oh Grandpa, don't be so mean. He hasn't had his like coffee yet. Fun fact: he's actually a drunkard. It's not that he's like lacks caffeine. He just simply has like hold on, let me just adjust the volume. He just simply didn't have his like he hasn't sobered up. So yeah, a lot of like censorship and all that stuff. They like changed the what's it called? It's like the whole like trying to keep the kids from like I don't know, keeping them from like knowing the truth about the games and stuff. So they had to like change the every wording out just so it like keeps it kid friendly. Even though chances are this country has been lying to us for I don't know how many years now, so I wouldn't be surprised. Phew, I'm trying to memorize all the notes. I wonder what. Oh right, this is like literally this is a small tutorial house that actually teaches you some stuff. So yeah, let's talk to this lady. Okay, be sure to read the blackboard carefully. Excuse me. The blackboard describes Pokemon status changes during battles. Sleep is basically you're like out of like you're like inactive for those turns, meaning that you can't really attack. And even if you like do wake up, it's still like counts as a sleep turn. Poison, it's like damage over time. And it also like affects you like on the overworld. And unlike in newer generations, if you play like newer generations, your Pokemon will somehow survive the poison. Compared to like if your like Pokemon like faints, it means its HP went to 0. Paralysis, chances of like being like unable to attack, but it also lowers your speed. So, and then you got burn, which is basically damage over time plus cutting your attack like in half. And frozen, well, let's just say in this version, once you're frozen, you're screwed. That's why it's best to have like a some sort of ice heal or something. Because if you don't like have an ice heal, you're gonna get screwed. Looked at the notebook, first page. Pokeballs are used to catch Pokemon. Up to 6 Pokemon can be carried. People who raise and make Pokemon fight are called Pokemon trainers. Turn the page. Let's go again. Second page. A healthy Pokemon may be hard to catch, so weaken it first. Poison, burns, or other damage are effective. And if you're wondering what that means, it's like it multiplies the chances of like catching it. So if you weaken it like to a certain point, you can catch it. But if you add like a status condition like freeze or like sleep or something like that, that would be good. Because you don't have to worry about like the damage over time effects. Like or if you have like, wait, what's it like? Hold up, it's sleep, freeze, or paralysis. Those are good. But if you use like burn, poison, or yeah, I think like burn or poison. I think there's like something else. It's gonna like give you a little bit of trouble. And also be careful of using confuse, because that thing, if like a Pokemon's like really weak, it will like literally like hit itself in confusion, and if it like literally like takes enough damage, it basically faints, meaning that that legendary Pokemon that you were like looking for, it's gone. And there's one thing about this version that you don't really know. Once those legendaries are like gone, they are 110% gone for good. You cannot return and get them. So you gotta save beforehand, otherwise you are completely out of luck. That's why like people used to like save beforehand. Otherwise they'd probably end up being like, oh, I screwed up so badly, because they were literally like important to the Pokedex completion. Pokemon trainers seek to others to engage in Pokemon fights. Battles are constantly fought at Pokemon gyms. Fourth page. The goal for our Pokemon trainers is to beat the top 8 Pokemon gym leaders. Do so to earn the right to face the Elite Four of the Pokemon League. And the girl says, hey, don't look at my notes. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go talk to this guy. Maybe he'll give us some, like, wisdom. You want to know the two kinds of caterpillar Pokemon? Yes. Caterpie has no poison, but Weedle does. Watch out for his poison sting. That's true. The poison sting is like pretty important to like watch out for because it has a chance of like poisoning. So you don't want to like get poisoned, especially if you only have one Pokemon. Although there are some people who will like willingly like poison the Pokemon just so they can like, I don't know, exploit like a special glitch where like if you just jump, it'll probably like do some like weird walk through wall glitch or something. And also that NPC, you can't really like talk to him. Why? Because we don't have access to cut. Yeah, that's right. They literally put like a little obstacles just so we can like progress a little slower, but it makes sense. Also, free item here. Yep, that's right, free potion. Sadly, we can't go any further because the tree. Otherwise, we'd be able to bypass the old man. Also, I don't want to even go to the, like to the left any further because we have no Pokeballs. Those Pokeballs at your waist. You have Pokemon. It's great that you can carry and use Pokemon anytime, anywhere. That's true. Sadly, we don't have much to like do currently, other than we got this 3 potions, an Oak's Parcel, which, if you were to like play the newer versions in Fire Red, Leaf Green, after you get like give Oak his parcels, you end up getting like some Pokeballs, which sadly we're gonna get our first Pokemon. Well, first encounter at least. And this is a level 2 Rattata. Level 2 Rattatas, they're pretty good like for beating up. Although, thinking about it, they're also good for catching too. Especially if you're lucky enough to like catch it with like a Pokeball. So, let's see here. Oh, this is our second encounter for today. And hey, it's a Pidgey. Yeah, Pidgeys are pretty cool. Although, from a logical standpoint, they're like little, like somewhat bulky. But if you want to go for like more of a attack type bird, I'd suggest the classic Spearow. And unlike in the newer generations, they actually have Gust, which is basically a normal type. Yeah, originally it would probably been a flying type, but they would probably make training a Bulbasaur a little ridiculous, so they had to change it to a normal type. But in future generations, they'll replace Gust with Tackle, so it's less likely to like destroy your grass type. So yeah, you talk to Oak. How's my old Pokemon? Well, it seems like you likes you a lot. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What? You have something for me? And yeah, I give him the parcel. Ah, this is the custom Pokeball I ordered. Thank you. And Gary comes and starts like saying something. Oh right, I have a request for you too. Yeah, he basically like it's just like talking about the Pokédex. So yeah, don't worry about it. He just yaps like yeah. Gotta catch all 150 Pokemon, even though reality-wise you can't really catch all 150 Pokemon. Even though there's actually 151, but that can't be caught unless you go through an event or use like some sort of arbitrary code execution or something. Yeah. Gary's just gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna let you have a map, so I'm gonna tell your my sister or something. So yeah. Also, the aides, they don't really like talk much, so they're not that important. Alright, so let's see here. Oak doesn't give us a Pokeball. That's no problem. Also, if you don't beat like Gary like at the first try, you won't get like free Pokeballs. Yeah, fun fact, in this like version, nobody actually tells you this, but you have to like beat Gary before you can get some Pokeballs. Kind of weird, isn't it? Hey, man, Broiler's doing a very, good job. Alright, so, yep. I think, yeah, I'm thinking about just catching all the Pokemon possible in this version. And for now, I think I'm gonna call it an episode, so yeah. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time.